genre.
Welcome back to The Doctor's Companion presents Doctor Who, The Long Way Round, the weekly podcast where we review and discuss every episode of Doctor Who, one doctor at a time. I'm Nick Jimenez.
I'm Scott Corelli.
And I'm Cassandra Fredrickson.
And today on the show, we'll be discussing the back half of The Evil of the Daleks, the second Doctor's seventh story, because this was a 7-episode adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a lot of S's.
Was it.
So, in case you didn't listen to the first episode or whatever, go back and do so. But just to recap,
what are you doing?
I don't know. Do we just start with episode 7?
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to them.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to me.
No. He just constantly
what are you
thinks
doing?
constantly thinks I'm yelling at him, and I'm not. Oh, what have I done?
You are the second Doctor to his Jamie. Holy crap.
What are you doing? Oh man, I bet that totally happens. Where like the Doctor's like noodling with something, and he's like, "God, this stupid thing." So he was like, "What? What happened? I'm sorry."
What did I do now?
Because he's like inspecting a chair or something.
Oh man.
The Evil of the Daleks, Part 4. Written by David Whittaker, directed by Derek Martinus, produced by Innes Lloyd. Air date June 10th, 1967. Jamie and Kemmel fight. Kemmel is stronger, but Jamie is scrappy. During the fight, Kemmel falls out a window, but instead of leaving him there holding on for dear life, Jamie pulls him back inside the house, and they decide on a truce. A Dalek sets up a trap using one of Victoria's handkerchiefs as bait. Jamie goes to pick it up, but Kemmel pushes him out of the way just as an axe swings down where he had been standing. The Doctor explains to the Daleks that Jamie's mercy and courage have kept him alive so far. Waterfield discovers Toby's dead body and decides to finally take a stand against the Daleks, but Maxtable convinces him otherwise. They decide to hide the body in the barn, and Maxtable secretly brings a gun with him. As Waterfield turns to leave, Maxtable aims the gun at him, but Terrell, who has been hiding in the barn observing, stops him, saying that is not the plan. Jamie and Kemmel have teamed up to find and rescue Victoria from the Daleks, and the Doctor observes their movements on the various instruments. Later, Maxtable is trying to get the Daleks to uphold their end of the bargain and tell him some sort of secret information, but the Dalek refuses and tells him to obey. He reveals in a later conversation with Ruth that he is very close to discovering the alchemical formula for transmuting iron into gold. Meanwhile, Jamie and Kemmel fight some Daleks to get up to the balcony outside of Victoria's room. A secret panel slides open, and more Daleks advance on them.
When we last left Jamie, he was being imposed upon by a big, described in the wiki as a fearsome guy named Kemmel. But with Jamie's accent, I always heard Kimmel, like Jimmy Kimmel, and it made me really happy.
Yeah.
That wily Scotsman.
Yeah, he quickly is like, oh, and this is all in a recreation, by the way, so there's no fight scenes. But yeah, he's able to like run past him. Mm-hmm. But then, because he's the most human person in the universe, instead of like letting Kemmel fall or die, he like saves him from a booby trap. And so, of course, because it's Jamie, they become friends.
Yeah, they're BFFs now.
The fight starts with Kemmel being like, I'm going to murder you, and ends with them being like friends for the rest of the story.
Yes. Definitely.
It's very Ian and Ixta from the Aztecs.
Yeah.
That's wow, you're right.
Yeah. That's 2 stories in a row.
Yeah.
What could be better?
In which 2 stories in a row, in which 2 male characters both revel in and overcome toxic masculinity.
Violence.
They dive right in, they pull themselves out,
and then they dive back in again.
Yeah.
This is the episode that reveals that Maxtable wants the power of Rumpelstiltskin. He wants to turn metal into gold. He just wants gold. He wants gold so bad.
It's not. He loves only gold.
He loves only gold.
It's not used enough anymore in stories. Just a Midas-like greed.
Yeah. He wants to be Midas. He wants to be Rumpelstiltskin.
I love that he's just like an old school alchemist crazy person.
Yeah. No, he's a maniac, this guy.
It's the best.
Yeah. I love the scene where the Daleks are telling Waterfield and I think it's Waterfield and Maxtable, and they're like telling them to dispose of a body, and it's just like describing what to do with it, like to get rid of the body, and I'm like, what am I watching?
Yeah, what are they talking about?
Oh man.
Wow, man, it's almost kind of, I don't know, it almost becomes kind of like a crime story when the Daleks become involved, because they never directly do things themselves. They always try and find humans to like manipulate and overpower. And there's always just this fuse of like, how long do they have before they drive these people insane and make them like just flip a Dalek over?
So good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also you can play the game with this particular episode of Spot the episode in which the Doctor was on vacation.
Yeah.
It's this one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I guess.
Troughton was on vacation.
That's funny.
Yeah, so this was...
Because it's a lot of Jamie Kimmel. It's a lot of Jimmy Kimmel.
Wow.
That's their ship name.
Jamie Kimmel.
Oh, wow.
Oh, jeez.
We get more Molly. I was really worried that Molly was dead at first, so I'm glad that she's still in this episode.
Yeah, she's great. I love Molly.
Yeah, she really rolls with it. She's like Jamie.
Yeah, it's true. I honestly, I would have been cool if they would just be like, no, we're going to drop Victoria at home, but we're going to pick up Molly. Molly's going to be the new companion. Yeah,
it's always way more fun when like a blue collar underdog person gets to be a companion than like a member of the aristocracy.
Mm-hmm. Molly, the actress who plays Molly she actually auditioned for Victoria and didn't get the part, but they gave her Molly instead because they still liked her.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, she was almost Victoria.
Huh.
In so much as she auditioned for it.
Sure. It's like how Rick Dalton was almost in The Great Escape.
Right, exactly. Exactly. This episode, this is like a bunch of Jamie tests, right? It's just like one after the other.
It's the doctor being like proud from afar of Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my boy.
This one is instinct.
It's like an RPG, yeah.
Yeah. But
these are like temples.
Yeah, so like it's like the doctor's just like sitting behind a console describing what Jamie's doing, like what part of the human factor it is, and the Daleks are like, "Shut up, keep going.
We don't care.
Stop talking about it. Just give us answers."
like they in their minds, the answer is like a formula, like a geom, like a not like a lesson that they have to learn.
Oh man. But yeah, so they like pre-recorded that stuff so he could be on vacation. But
yeah, like Caroline Ford in last episode.
Yeah, exactly.
We get a little bit of Maxtable like starting to like show to like resist a little bit in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, "Give me my gold." You promised me gold.
Please. He like gets on the ground and he's like begging them for gold.
Oh man, I can't remember if there was but I think there was an episode where Maximals talking to a Dalek, and Daleks keep saying "yeah, yeah," and it made me laugh a lot because that's kind of what I do, and I'm like kind of trying to actively listen.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. But the guy was like really upset. Maximal was like freaking out.
Yeah, I think that was this one. I think it was when he was begging for his gold.
And then Jamie and Kemmel happen upon Victoria, a literal like damsel in a tower, and Jamie's like, I was born to do this. We have to rescue her.
I'm the most human person in the galaxy.
Yeah. He's kind of like Link. He's reminding me a lot of Link in this story.
Yeah, this is like a dungeon.
Yeah, and Kemmel's like dungeon a summon level that he has.
Yeah.
But then, and then episode 4 ends with as they're about to climb up to the trophy room to save Victoria, a door opens and a Dalek comes out, and that's the cliffhanger again. Daleks love secret doors.
They sure do.
The Evil of the Daleks Part 5. Written by David Whitaker. Directed by Derek Martinez. Produced by Innes Lloyd. Air date June 17th, 1967. Jamie and Kemmel manage to push the Dalek off the balcony and it explodes. They finally find Victoria and barricade themselves in the room with her against the oncoming Daleks. Maxtable hypnotizes Molly, the maid, to forget that she heard anything regarding Victoria and tells Terrell to go get Victoria from where she's been imprisoned. Waterfield pleads with the Doctor to stop the experiment, saying that once the Daleks have the human factor, they will be invincible, but the Doctor refuses, saying it is too late to stop now. Jamie is regaling Victoria with the story of how they came to rescue her when the Daleks start trying to melt the door. While Kemmel and Jamie are busy trying to shore up their defenses, Terrell sneaks into the room through a secret passageway and nabs Victoria. Jamie and Kemmel follow, and Jamie and Terrell have a cool sword fight until they are discovered by the Doctor, Ruth, and Molly. The Doctor removes a small black box from around Terrell's neck, freeing him from Dalek influence, and tells Ruth to prepare a carriage and to get as far away from there as they can. Kemmel finds Victoria unconscious in the lab. A Dalek shows up and orders him to put her in the time travel cabinet. Soon after, the Doctor and Jamie enter, and Jamie is very upset with the Doctor about going along with the Daleks' plan. But when it comes time to activate the 3 test Daleks with the human factor, the 3 test Daleks act like children, making the Doctor play trains with them.
And episode 5 starts with a literal bang, because Kemmel, like, just chucks the Dalek off the balcony.
It explodes. It falls off the balcony. And when we say balcony, we just mean, like, from the second floor down to the first floor.
Yeah, like, imagine, like, a library and, like, a ladder that you have to climb to get to the second, like, that high.
Yeah. And he just knocks him off, and then it explodes. I'm like, wow, that was easy.
Are they all going to be that easy to blow up?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the Daleks do not look great in this story. Like, they look like they're made of, like, household items.
Sure. And I don't know if this was in your reconstruction, Scott, but in the ones that I watched, there were scenes of what looked like reboot the show era, like CGI Daleks.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I only watched the Terrence and Phillip reconstruction for the first one because I wanted to watch it on my TV.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved 1990 CGI Dalek a lot.
Yeah. Also, the weird thing that these reconstructions do is where they like recreate scenes with like actors and like film stuff without showing their faces.
Yeah, I don't know, get like the arm of Patrick Troughton.
Yeah, or like their legs, or like this woman who is definitely not Victoria with like hair in front of her face and a poofy dress, like walking behind a Dalek made of cardboard. Like, it's really weird. I don't know who made those, but it was distracting. It's like, what is going on?
I thought it was charming.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like the lengths that the fandom will go to, like,
Yeah.
do
I
this.
guess that's
Definitely.
true. Fair enough.
It's like in the Raiders remake.
Yeah.
Because it's not like these are like officially sanctioned by the BBC. Like somebody like put all of this together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I still think that they should make like a drunk history show where it's just people talking about classic episodes of Doctor Who and then they're being recreated by famous people. That'd be amazing.
Especially if it's writers and the cast that are drunk.
Yes. Stephen
Like if
Moffat.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then there was Wales and it was the future, but Winston Churchill was still alive. Remember that? Remember? Doctor, we need your help. He was like on the dirigible.
I meant Stephen Moffat is drunk.
Oh, that would be great. Classic Who stories.
Yeah, talking about classic Who stories.
That would be amazing.
I feel like Stephen Moffat's like an angry drunk, though. I don't know if I want to see
That's true.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this is so we find out. So we get Jamie meeting Victoria, which I thought was great. You could sense their chemistry even through the reconstruction. Where I'm like, oh, I want these two to be in a lot of adventures together.
Mm-hmm. Well, you get some adventures together.
Terrell finds out that one guy that I thought he looked like Vincent Price, but you find out that he has like magnet powers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and he's hearing like Daleks' voices in his head, which we all do.
Is this the episode with the sword fight that I'm sad doesn't exist because I love sword fights in Doctor Who?
Is this the one with it?
I think it might be.
It might
think
be.
so, yeah.
I don't know. All I know is this is the one where Maxable hypnotizes Molly.
God, what a creepy dude. What a creepy dude.
He's so creepy. Oh, man. Yeah.
A Dalek makes Kemmel like go into the time travel cabinet that they made. Oh, I love that they made their own like Victorian time machine.
Yeah.
That was a really cool feature.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I mean, this whole episode is basically just like wrapping up the experiment because like the doctor's just like, I've gotten everything I need to make a human.
Mm-hmm.
It's the heart.
And he hands it off to the Daleks and everybody's freaking out about it because they're like, why would you do this? They're going to be unstoppable. And the doctor's just like, you think very highly of humans.
Once they have the secret human stuff that's made us nigh undefeatable.
To be fair, these characters are like in the height of the British Empire.
That's very true. Where it's like we are made from the gods.
Yeah.
West expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
May the empire never die.
Right. That's true. That is true.
That's very true.
I love human factor Daleks. They're my favorite.
Oh my God!
thing.
Yeah.
So then, a big crate opens up, and three fresh human factor Daleks come out, and they just start playing games with the Doctor. They pick him up and spin him around.
That's the actual cliffhanger.
That's the cliffhanger.
Like they pick him up and say, "What are they doing? What are they doing? Oh my God, I'm gonna die!" And they're like, "Wait, they're playing with me. They're like passing him around like a ball."
Yeah, and then the cliffhanger is the Doctor just tee-hee-heeing because he's having so much fun. He's like, I've dreamed of this day since the first time I met them.
Dizzy Doctor.
I can finally hug one.
Oh man.
It's one of my favorite cliffhangers.
Oh yeah, it's one of the greatest cliffhangers ever. It's just so weird.
It sucks that and then we get totally more of Jamie being like over the Doctor. His loyalty's pushed to the limits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because it seems like he's working with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie's like,
it's like Fate of the Furious, Scott.
Yeah, it is Fate of the Furious. You're exactly right. This is the Fate of the Furious, this episode.
You don't turn your back on family, Doctor.
It's Fate of the Furious. Max DeBull is Charlize Theron.
The crocodile in the watering hole.
Right. And Westfield is Waterfield. Waterfield is Shaw.
Oh, Shaw. Yeah, Shaw. Yeah, you're right.
Waterfield is Shaw. Starts out as a bad guy. kills a man, and then
Saves a baby.
saves a baby.
The Evil of the Daleks, Part 6, written by David Whittaker, directed by Derek Martinez, produced by Innes Lloyd. Air date, June 24th, 1967. The Doctor is delighted with these human factor Daleks and names them Alpha, Beta, and Omega, and teaches them about friendship. Now that the experiment is over, all the Daleks are summoned back to Skaro, and the three leave as the Doctor and Jamie go to find Victoria. Maxtable finds a small gray box on the floor, and a Dalek scolds him for being too curious about it, and then orders Maxtable to go fetch the Doctor. Maxtable says that he will, only if the Daleks reveal the secret formula. Waterfield overhears all of this and confronts Maxtable about working with the Daleks this whole time. They fight, and Waterfield is knocked unconscious. The Dalek comes back and tells Maxtable that the gray box is a bomb, and to find the Doctor immediately. Panicked, he tries to find the Doctor, but can't, and leaves through the cabinet with the Daleks just as Waterfield comes to. The Doctor and Jamie find him in time, and all three manage to escape through the time travel cabinet before the house explodes. Victoria, Kemmel, and Maxtable are being held in the cell in the Dalek city. The Doctor leads Jamie and Waterfield through the system of caves underneath the city. Maxtable yells at the Daleks for blowing up his house, but an alarm goes off and the Daleks figure out that there are other humans on the loose, which gives Victoria hope of another rescue. Meanwhile, human factor Dalek Omega runs into another Dalek and proudly declares that the Doctor is the one who named him. The other Dalek takes Omega somewhere else in the city. In the cell, Victoria and Kemmel hear Maxtable scream in pain from somewhere off-screen, and then Victoria is summoned to undergo whatever torture awaits her. The Doctor, Jamie, and Waterfield hear her screams from their tunnel. They encounter a Dalek claiming to be Omega, but the Doctor figures out that it is a fake and pushes it off a cliff. Maxtable and Victoria are returned to their cell, Victoria upset at Maxtable for hurting her arm and making her scream as bait for the Doctor and the rest. The Doctor and company are eventually discovered and summoned to the Emperor Dalek. The Doctor gloats that the three human factor Daleks will soon inspire an uprising, and that the Daleks are finished. The Emperor Dalek says that the true goal in discovering the human factor was so they could isolate the Dalek factor, what makes a Dalek the Dalekiest. While holding the TARDIS hostage, the Emperor Dalek commands the Doctor to spread the Dalek factor across the entire history of Earth.
So, episode 6 starts with the Doctor still being, like, pushed around by the Daleks. He names them Alpha, Beta, and Omega.
Yep.
I think kind of a missed opportunity. Mm-hmm.
And this is also proof, and I'm still holding this grudge from the early days of the show, where there is a villain named Omega, and we pronounced it as such in that episode because that's his name. And then we got complaints from UK listeners where they're like, his name's not Omega, it's Omega. And... Actually, I take that back. I don't want to assume they're UK listeners. I think UK listeners are smart enough to know the difference. Pretty sure this was an American listener who corrected us about the pronunciation, but it's actually just an accent. It's an accent. They pronounce it Alpha, Beta, and Omega, but it's Alpha, Beta, Omega. Like it's just a British accent, guys. Anyway,
I would have preferred Huey, Dewey, Louie.
Well,
Larry, Curly, Moe.
Well, yeah, because Patrick Troughton's already Shemp. So
yeah. Oh my God, you're right. Wow. Benny and the Jets. Like there's two Jets.
Oh man.
I wish this was the rest of the episode. The human factor Daleks all speak and like, hey, which is like, hey, humans, we love you. And it is so much scarier than the regular Daleks.
Dizzy, doctor.
It's so cute.
And, yeah, they're like spinning in circles because they're playing Dizzy. Like they're on they're 3 years old at the park.
Mm-hmm.
I want these Daleks to go bad. I want them to stay childlike. What were we going to say?
I thought you were going to say I would literally kill for these Daleks.
Oh no, that's me.
Yeah.
I would die for them.
Yeah, if they were like the Alpha 5s, where like they just stayed in the TARDIS and they were always like, "Oh, Jamie."
These Daleks should have become the new companions.
What is Pompeii? Yeah, they just always learn about.
Just one of them. The other two go on to do whatever it is they go on to do, but one of them becomes a companion. I think should have been how descended.
Like the new K9 is a Dalek.
Yeah.
Yeah, just imagine. Well, it would have been the first K9.
Yeah,
Just
proto
imagine-
K9.
Yeah, the OG. Just imagine like Jamie having to deal with playing second fiddle to a Dalek.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like Jamie's actually the K9, and
Yeah,
the Dalek is
Jamie
the
would be the tin dog. Yes.
little tin dog. But yeah, I would be really into like in the new Child's Play, like if these Daleks were murdering people, but still like with a childlike innocence. I think that would be really scary. If they thought it was like a game, if they were like trains, but then they like
Run people over.
crush,
Yeah.
run people
Oh
over.
my god.
Dizzy. Maybe I'm just in a dark place. What did you guys think of the Dalek city?
Skaro?
Did they? Oh yeah, Did they go to Skaro? I
Yeah.
thought there was like a city under the ground. Okay,
Oh, no, they
I
went
got that wrong.
to Skaro.
Okay.
Yeah. It's it's Skaro. It's a bunch of hallways. You know, like it always is.
Sure.
At least
Did
in
you,
Classic Who, anyway.
And then we're introduced to the Daleks bring Doctor and Jamie and Waterfield to meet the Emperor Dalek.
Yeah, the Emperor Dalek. And then we find out that the true plan was to take the human factor, check that out, put it in Daleks, and then realize what they could fully remove to add like an extra Dalek factor to humans. And so like they're going to put the Dalek factor into humanity on Earth using time travel so that like everybody's just a Dalek and then nobody's a threat.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
That's classic Dalek to be like, oh, you thought, no, we actually think the only thing that's keeping you guys from being perfect is more of us.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. But the only way to figure that out is to find the human stuff and then take that out of there and replace it with Dalek stuff. So
yeah, we're helping you out.
this
Why
is like
didn't
a
they
whole...
Why didn't they just replace everything with Dalek stuff to begin with?
I don't know. I think they thought it would be funny to make Alpha, Beta, and Omega.
I mean, yes, I agree.
They were right.
They were right.
They are precious and must be protected, but like for real.
Body.
Friends. Yeah.
Friend. I just thought they were super creepy.
No, I love them. I think they're adorable.
I want stuffed animals of all of them.
They don't die in this one, I don't think, right? No, they all die.
Yeah, they all die.
All of them. Every single one of them.
I would. Oh
Forever.
man, this would have been the perfect opportunity to introduce like the Apple branded Daleks. Like,
Oh yeah, the Power Ranger Daleks.
yeah, have the Power Ranger Daleks be Alpha, Beta, Omega. Like,
Oh,
that would
snap.
be great.
yeah,
Old friend.
it would have been so good.
Dizzy.
That's like a really deep cut reference. It's just
Which
can you
one?
No, just like can you imagine all the new Whovians just watching that episode and being like,
Oh,
what are
okay.
they talking about?
Why are they acting like this?
Remember that mansion? That man loved gold. He had a big bushy beard.
You named us, Doctor.
just reference an episode that literally doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh God.
I mean, I can't remember why they came back in Victory of the Daleks. So I mean, it can't be that much worse.
That's true.
That's
They
fair.
just come out of a wormhole or something, right? Isn't that always the answer? They just come out of a wormhole.
Yeah, they just show up. They do stuff.
Show up. They should just do what they did with the Master and just stop even explaining it. They're just
Yeah.
like, they're back.
I think they mostly have. I mean, the only reason that they made the Apple Daleks was because of they needed taller Daleks because they didn't want to not look intimidating next to
Matt Smith.
Amy. Yeah,
Carrie
no, next
Gunn.
to
Oh, yeah.
Amy because she's so freaking tall.
That's fair.
Ah!
She just
What is this?
It looked like she would when she would like stand next to the old ones. It would just look like she was like next to like a trash can or something.
Which she was.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
The Evil of the Daleks, Part 7. Written by David Whitaker, directed by Derek Martinez, produced by Innes Lloyd. Air date, July 1st, 1967. The Doctor refuses and is brought to the holding cell where Victoria and her father are finally reunited. Maxtable begs for the secret to transmutation, and the Daleks give him a demonstration with a machine. Obsessed, Maxtable walks through an archway and is given the Dalek factor, mentally converting him into a Dalek. While the others sleep, Maxtable hypnotizes the Doctor into walking through the archway. Everyone wakes up just in time to see the Doctor also seemingly converted into a Dalek. Maxtable leads the Doctor to the machine that controls the process of implanting the Dalek factor, and the Doctor switches something out while Maxtable is not looking. Once Maxtable leaves, the Doctor wakes Jamie up and tells him to get everyone to walk through the archway, and a Dalek shows up to lead the Doctor to the Emperor Dalek. The Doctor, still pretending to be converted, says that all the Daleks should undergo the conversion so the human factor Daleks can be reset. Daleks begin passing through, and the Doctor encourages the other prisoners to as well. The Doctor reveals he has made it so that the machine is implanting the human factor instead, and everyone passes through unharmed. Soon, Daleks start questioning and fighting other Daleks, and a civil war breaks out, helped along by the Doctor. In the midst of the fighting, Waterfield sacrifices himself to save the Doctor, and the Doctor promises he'll look after Victoria. The Emperor Dalek is destroyed, Maxtable pushes Kemmel off a cliff, and the Doctor, Jamie, and Victoria escape to the TARDIS as Scarrow burns.
So in episode 7, the Doctor is like, no, that would suck. Can't have that.
Don't do that. And they're like, we're going to test it right now.
Oh, I gotta.
And then they make Maxtable a Dalek person.
Yeah. They give him the Dalek gene, and now instead of gold, he just wants to kill people.
Yeah. They replaced his love of gold with Dalek parts.
Murder.
To be fair, that was a huge debilitating factor of his personality. His thirst for gold.
His thirst for gold was a lot. It was a lot. The doctor tries to convince his new buddies to kill the Emperor Dalek, and then the Emperor Dalek is like, I'm gonna kill you first, and then Waterfield jumps in and saves the Doctor, and the Doctor's like,
kill.
He's like, you saved my life, and he saved my life, and then Waterfield was like, it's a life worth saving, and I just wanted the Doctor to just be like, well, actually, I can easily regenerate, so this was a stupid move.
No, actually, not at all.
Not at all. I could have taken that hit and become a new man.
Could you imagine? In a season where they already regenerated, he just, has 3 adventures and is just like, okay, bye. Or, a 7. But,
I've always thought that would be such a baller move if they had a Doctor and then just, 2 episodes and he's out and he just regenerates again.
Oh, man.
They get someone huge to get, friggin' Idris Elba. I don't know. But then it's only for, 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So he's like, take care of my daughter, please. Take her on, show her the world.
Mm-hmm.
Show her adventures.
And he's like, okay, I guess so. I mean,
I
guess I don't really have a choice now. Thanks for that. So he saddles the Doctor.
2 of them.
He saddles the Doctor with his daughter. You think maybe he just killed himself to just be like, I don't want to be a dad anymore. This is a lot.
I'm really bad at this.
I'm really bad at this. It was fine when the wife was around, but now I'm the wife and the mom and the dad and this is a lot. I'm done.
I'm out.
Yeah.
that's so sad.
I was the sole parent for a couple of months, and Daleks took over our lives. I'm done.
Dad of the year.
Her and they imprisoned her and monitored her weight for weeks.
Yeah. Why were they monitoring her weight? Did they ever explain that? Why they were monitoring her? Okay.
Go down 15 pounds. They're just being assholes.
Oh, man. To the ounce.
Yeah, imagine a robot coming in and telling you just what you weigh periodically.
periodically throughout the day.
That sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
I know. Oh, man.
Just a big, fat, intrusive robot.
So Waterfield's dead. Scarrow blows up.
Maxtable throws Kemmel over a cliff.
This bit where Scarrow is like blowing up and the Emperor Dalek is like dying. It is in the reconstruction. It is intense.
Yes.
Oh my, yeah, it's a lot. It's like Saving Private Ryan.
It's like, yeah, or like, no, it's not. It's like it reminds me of what's the other one? The one from the 70s with Martin Sheen. Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now?
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a lot of smoldering Dalek carcasses and on
and a
fire.
lot of crossfades, like
yeah, that's true.
Crossfades of like the dying eyes of Daleks.
The horror.
Yeah. Oh man, it is intense.
Dizzy.
Dizzy, doctor. It would have been awesome if if Alpha, Beta, or Omega had been dying. It's just like Dizzy, Dalek, and then die.
How dare you?
Oh.
I love them.
And then we see the final end of the Daleks.
They really drill it home.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does he say at the end? Like, and so ends the Daleks forever.
He says that the final end of the Daleks.
The final end.
The final end. And that will be the last time that we see the Daleks. That is 67. And that's the last time we see the Daleks until 72. So 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. 5 years.
So, like, I guess, about as long as they're waiting for, like, Batman movies these days.
Yeah. It's true. Or Spider-Man reboots.
Sure.
But yeah, so that's it. That's Evil of the Daleks. It is it's heartbreaking that it doesn't exist, and I hope that they do an animated adaptation of it at some point. And I hope that the animation studio they choose is actually a good one. Because I appreciate that they're doing anything, but man, these Flash animation garbage. It's just like,
yeah,
animated for real, guys. Come on.
You can't help but, especially with this episode, the mind can't help but wander into what could be, because the sets in this are so atmospheric, and like the setting is like you have the Victorian mansion, and then you have Scarrow, and there's just so many. I don't know, like imagine like a Mike Mignola kind of style being implemented, Or
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So anyway. That's the Evil of the Daleks. It was that's one of the best ones, I think. One of the best Dalek stories for sure.
Really great use of the Daleks. They're equally scary and funny,
which is all you ever want from the Daleks. Anyway, it's a good time. So I think, I guess that wraps us up here.
Yeah. Be sure to check out our Facebook group, the Doctor's Companion Listeners Group. Listening group is way weirder.
They're always listening.
Yeah. Even during, I guess they are. Even during the hiatus, we always had like fun, like, anytime you see like a Doctor Who related Facebook or, social media thing or meme or news thing. Yeah. It's always fun to share and talk about it with the listeners. Help us out on Patreon, duelinggenre.com/support. We're getting the machine rolling again. We're coming back with this show. Lord of the Rings Minute's coming back. Spider-Man Minute is in full swing, no pun intended. Cornetto Minute starting to wake back up again. It's a great time to hop back on the support train. So our Patreon's a great way to do that. Go to TeePublic, duelinggenre.com/merch is our TeePublic store. I love TeePublic. Find a lot of cool designs and stuff, even stuff that isn't our channel. It's really great. duelinggenre.com/Amazon. If you're on Amazon, it helps us out. Jeff, pay your people more. Be sure to go next time. Check us out. The Claws of Axis, Third Doctor, Kung Fu action, karate chops. right? Does he fight? Does he karate chop in the Claws of Axis? I haven't seen it.
I
don't-
assume so. It's Pertwee.
Yeah, but it's one of those episodes.
There is a hobo on a bicycle, and I don't remember why I know that, but I do.
There is. I remember that. Anyway, Claws of Axis. It is a story that exists.
Yes. Sure
See you
does.
next
And we're going to talk about it.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.